Hello and welcome. And as far as the mic sound issue is concerned, I think I have figured it out. It's just one of those annoying things on why, unfortunately, the mics have been cutting out. So now that I figured out it shouldn't happen again, we'll see. I'm not going to really talk much about technical analysis. I had Komodo on the screen, and amongst it, well, I guess, I don't have, I already killed the Fibonacci. Well, I mean, new move is breaking down. Um, Kind of sucks. I didn't take advantage of just because it's had some big volatility amongst its nature, and we can see in here this wild stuff. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk about fantasy again. I did earlier in the day. If you are interested, let me know because if not, I'll do a summary much like later on here and there. But it's all about mathematics. And right now, last year at the end of the season, I came up with an idea. I ran spreadsheet analysis, got some data statistics. Now I know how people play the games. I know how the math works, and I know how to be a long-term winner in National Football League games. At least to be in your position to win the major scores. Here is how it works. When you play games with football and all the sports, you have to pick a captain and five other players. Therefore, try to figure the captain is the person you think will have the best game. My data analysis states that for the most part, just always pick a receiver or a tight end as your captain, and that's just the long-term best mathematical play. And you have to do something to be unique. There's about 150,000 people in this game that I played. Only a quarter to enter. I put four different lineups in. Now, my best lineup and my best chance of winning, and it's got a pretty decent realistic one going into half. In fact, with 30 seconds left in half, I was in second place. And I have what I call a unique lineup, meaning nobody in this game has the exact same one as me. And this is a common thing to have within the game because there's only so many combinations that are mathematically available. So my mathematical thought right off the bat last year was, okay, if that's the case, and I'm getting, in this case, it's $1,500 for first place, and I'm putting up a quarter, 25 cents, that means I'm getting 6,001 to win. So I want to put a lineup that's got like better than that kind of chances. But even if it doesn't, I'm going to get some min cashes and good cashes along the way. So this is exactly why it's a mathematical profitable play. This is the football. And amongst it, what I did is I have many strategies. One of it is there's many ways you have to find that's going to make it different. Leaving money on the table, meaning they give you 50,000 to work with, using 60, 70, 80% of it, 85% of it, instead of 95 to 100% of it, is to me the very smart option, which is what the case is for this one that could win. So again, receivers I like it the best. So with four lineups, I went two pro Patriot lineups, one pro Giant lineup, and a neutral one. And this is really the pro Giant one, which has Golden Tate as the captain. So he's got at the half, and that's as I've recorded. It's really in the third now, but I'm just gonna just watch it later on near the end when it's near fourth quarter. But Golden Tate as my captain. He had one catch, a big 60-yard catch for a touchdown. So he's hopefully get over 100 yards, multiple catches. Maybe if he gets a second touchdown, I'm in good position to win like 1,500. And then I put in five other players. I put both defenses in. I thought that's a fancy thing right there. Not only that, having the Giants defense in was totally. There was only 3% owned in that game, 4% owned. So defense times two, both defenses. And both defenses have already scored touchdowns. It's awesome. And then I put in the quarterback because the Golden Tate's going to be getting a bunch of yards. Then hopefully Daniel Jones is going to be able to spread it out. So I put Daniel Jones in there. Maybe he can run for a touchdown as well or something himself. Maybe get the points off of the New England defense so they don't get the best score. But I got to get Golden Tate has to have the best score. No other way. So Daniel Jones. So there's four of my six players, and I'm just going safe catchers, the safe New England guys, the two that I thought were the easiest guys, Daniel White and Julian Edelman. So I was able to play guys that were heavily owned, which was White at Edelman and one of the two defenses, and still get a uniqueness so I can get a top score. Now, on Thursday night last week, it worked out that like over 400 people had the best lineup. What did they win on that $1,500 prize? It was like $13, $12. I mean, I don't want to win $12 as a top prize. Not even maybe. No. So that's why I use strategies to do this. You could use these in the two-game lineups again, because that is what it comes down to. Now, I tried it with basketball for a while. I'm probably not going to even try this year with it. It's not only that, but basketball is news dependent big time. And football is too, but I mean news dependent within the time of the game. Like, you know, all for football, you know, okay, an hour and a half before the games, you know, you get the active list, and then you're there. Basketball, you got news coming up to the minute of the game time decisions. Hockey, you really don't have that. There's not really any of those game time decisions. And I came up with an idea with hockey that I'm thinking, oh my goodness, going in is really good. So money management, risk reward management, I upped the stakes a little bit. What I did is I figured I do a heavy pro team on both sides. So I use the parlay factor that if one side does better than the other, I want to put the odds in my favor. And that's hugely, did that, I think, well. So I think what's going to work, as I showed before, is I'm going to be playing, I mean, it's like 2,000 player games in hockey. The stakes can only go so big, like maybe 10, 20, like 10, $15, not much per day, per game rather. And when they have bigger games, then the stakes can go bigger, which will be probably will happen at times too, which will be nice. But anyway, with that being stated, what you do is you run. I won't go over the details because it's this one. The hockey one is so simple. Football takes a lot of work, not much, but a lot, just to find out to get unique. Here with 2,000 people, I'm not really as concerned on unique lineups as much. Although I am concerned about having the parlay combination. Thus, I want a pro visitors and pro home team. So what I'm expecting is to have a lot of like first, second, 10th, 20th, all places, of course, 50th, hundreds, 150, 200th place, 250, 300th place finishes, 400th place with my winning lineups, and then my losing ones to finish in the bottom 400. That's what I'm expecting to continuously happen on a very high rate. And there's, of course, going to be times where I'll play a game and I'll lose everything that I put in the game. I'll cash back nothing. But for the times I get first, second, third, fourth, and fifth and stuff like that, I am believing that this is highly effective strategies. Again, if you're interested in hockey or if you're interested in any of this, I put this out as a small premium service. Obviously, if you've already been doing things like I got a gift recently from Papalos Pie, thank you very much. Stuff like that. If you've already been sending me gifts in the past, I'll just give you the information, but I'm not going to make the more advanced numbers on it. It's just hockey. I can set it up in like a 2 or 3 page booklet how to do it. It's just there's not much else to say, and it's simple to do. Football not so difficult. Baseball I think wouldn't be too hard, and basketball is very difficult, which is probably why I want to stay it because the rake is there. So if you're already paying back like 85 cents or 80 even 87 cents on the dollar, you're getting back. That means you have to make that 13 cents back plus more to be a profitable long-term player. But I highly believe this is just that as well. I could also give information on the $3 game, but you know what? That's relatively easy because you have to be small a bit to the contrary, and sharing your lineup with 2, 3 people, which is more common in that game, isn't the worst of problems. But the showdown, the math is massive. I mean, when I go through the numbers, and if you're into math yourself, and you're understanding how it works, the suggestion that I have is to download the spreadsheet data of a big game results board, and you can actually do a lot of statistical data within it. And again, that's what I did with football, and it worked to one. It's working really well. So I got myself a chance. That's all I'm looking for. Because, yeah, as a gambler, all you can do is put yourself in the best possible chance of being lucky. And the best gamblers will do exactly just that. So, I thank you for tuning in, and I think again I fixed the microphone. I can see it's not flashing and where this one light button is, and I know what that problem was. Because I was even looking at that before. I'm like, it'll be interesting if I get comments stating that. So I'm kind of glad I figured out how to do it. Now I know how to not accidentally do it. Anyway, take care.